we want to.
More.
You good, Kevin?
Ready.
I'd like to call the September 11th, do I have September 11th? September 25th. Planning Board session to order. Can we have a roll call, please, Gloria?
Chair LaFaro.
Present.
Vice Chair Finity.
Present.
The Secretary is here. Board Member Neely.
Present.
Board Member Mutu.
Present.
Board Member Glazer.
Present.
Board Member Fulham is out. We have a quorum.
Great. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Any minutes, Gloria?
Yes, November 11th minutes.
November 11, motion by Dennis, second by George, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, six in favor. Okay, we're going to close out the,
I'm gonna talk to them, I wanna just talk to them about their project for a couple minutes.
Okay,
Is
so-
that okay?
yeah,
You wanna
yeah.
stay
Yeah, I'll go
and
in.
do the 70-80? If you
I'll
can
go, yeah, is Brenna here?
Yeah, Brenda's here.
Okay, good. 7080 Scuttle Hole Road.
So I don't know if you recall, this was on the agenda 2 meetings ago. On August 28th, we went through the staff report pretty thoroughly, so there were just been a couple minor things. And paperclip cut out, there's 2 copies.
Oh, two. One paperclip.
So I have a revised report before you, and since then, Kara Back, the Director of Housing, has also weighed in and gotten us a full response, and I've had subsequent conversations with her as well.
Yeah, my recollection is that was sort of the last piece that we were
It
still
was, yeah.
questioning exactly how it was going to be
Sorry,
worded.
Lord, it's not mine. So the discussion the application is always presented as the Hampton Yards, who's occupying the office space, use the affordable housing for their staff. And that became a question if we could do that specifically or if it has to be open. Kara's response, her recommendation is that the board open it up to the general town workforce and not include any specific language for any specific employer, which I think is what the board would have
what
done
the law
anyway,
is,
yeah.
yes.
But
But they can, having said that, the owners select the tenants, not the town. The housing looks at
Eligibility.
Income
the lease rate
eligibility.
and the income, and they confirm the income, and they do that annually.
The landlord can select the,
Yes, so even, although the language, the covenants will have it open to the workforce of the town, they can select whoever they want to select, so if it's their staff, it's their staff.
But does that person then have to go through the process with the town, or
they
not?
have to be vetted, I think.
Yeah.
So Bram Reiner,
Yes,
Development Board, he's here on behalf of the applicant.
and,
Martha Reichert, Toomey Latham, on behalf of the applicant.
So we were part of the conversations with Kara Bach, the town housing director, and it was confirmed that the owner, in fact, is going to be the one who selects the tenant, but the tenant has to qualify under the town's income eligibility vetting process. So there's an application process, they have to submit, and they have to be meeting the criteria based upon the income levels that are agreed upon. And right now, we're asking the board to recognize income eligibility to be somewhere between low and middle income. And that's based upon the regional, I think it's the Long Island,
I
yeah,
think you're
it's-
right.
it's
It
it's the
doesn't say
Nassau
it on
Suffolk
here. The
HUD
HUD Family Income Guidelines.
well, this board doesn't do that. It's the housing board in the town.
No, well, Kara deferred to the planning board as far as the income level. Claire and I reviewed it, and it seems that flexibility is key sort of a positive thing here, and that's also coming from Tara a little bit. So
No,
we've.
but it shouldn't come from Kara a little bit. She should write
no,
a
she-
memo, and we can then say we agree with it.
As far as the income
Right,
level,
but
specific
we're not
income
going to be
level?
writing
I
it.
spoke with her today, and she said that the planning board selects that. She's open to,
We've never done that, ever. Does anybody remember doing that for housing? No.
Say what the issue is.
I'm sorry?
What are you talking about with the
The
specific-
income level to, for the, whoever
Affordable
applies for the
housing.
affordable housing.
Not going through the lottery, right?
No, she said no, because it's too few units.
Yeah.
And
I think
she-
if it just, I don't think they, unless you want a specific income level, they would just be looking for anything up to the 120%, I think it is.
Yeah, that's what we discussed it there.
Yeah.
The high says 130. Claire and I were looking at it, even if the board, I'll give you a copy of this because it's easier to follow.
It's
in,
not going
on
through
page
the
8 as
lottery
well.
system, and ultimately, the landlord is responsible for picking the tenants, and then the tenants individually have to go qualify. So unless you guys have a specific want for a specific income level, it would just be up to the 130%.
Right, I don't know why we would even,
No, I think
But
it's
I
that
thought about
thing
it.
where it's at up to, just like, that's how I discussed it with
As long as
Tara
it's
as well
compliant with
and
the Long
and with
Island Court.
as long
Claire.
as it's compliant with the Long Island
Yeah.
Up to
housing.
130%.
Yeah, but
And that
that's,
meets your middle, low to middle? Is that what you're looking for?
It
Yes.
can include that.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
It'll include the very low to moderate, median, and medium
entire.
is the
Right.
highest. It
So
goes
by saying
from-
nothing, it automatically defaults to that level?
Not
To-
to that
That's
level,
not what I
up to
heard.
that
Up to that level,
Yeah,
that's
it
what I
goes from
mean,
50
to
to
that
130%
description.
of the AMI.
so what language are we using
So I
here?
have it on page 2, under affordable housing at the bottom. So I highlighted in gray, I added availability to all members of the town workforce. And then that second paragraph, I have that the determination of the, let's see, here, Tara differs to the board.
Well, that has to change. I think we just,
Yeah, I
in
mean,
adherence
that's-
with the whatever,
yeah, and-
blah, blah, blah.
Instead of saying up to,
I
or-
actually,
But
Just
I-
in
I-
adherence.
I have a basic question about even the first paragraph, because it's saying you have to be employed in the town. I thought that was not allowed by federal law. And I mean, this is just what I've read in the newspaper, so I'm not an expert.
I'm sorry, are you saying employed by the town?
Employed, in other words, you have to be employed in the town of Southampton, not by the town.
Yes, it's the Southampton town workforce.
So if I can just jump in, when we spoke with Kara, right, so there's chapter 216 under the town law, and it contemplates true Long Island Workforce Housing Act developments, but this isn't necessarily what we're dealing with. These are affordable apartments, but they are not necessarily chapter 216 projects. So, I mean, we can get clarification on that respect in terms of what needs to be in there, but it's not the same as like lottery projects or those other things. And that was something that and Prina, you weren't part of this conversation, but that's the conversation that Brandon and I had with Kara, just to sort of, we're using workforce, but it's like kind of lowercase workforce as opposed to.
So what I'm reading about in the paper is it's different.
That's like the
lottery.
Long Island Workforce Housing Act, and that's a little bit different from just being straight up regulated and covenanted affordable.
But she's gonna de facto use those guidelines up to the
Well,
130%.
the income guidelines, absolutely.
Well,
But the
she
lottery
should write
system-
something and we should review it. I mean, I don't think,
I'd asked
I
her to
personally
send me an
don't think it's
email.
up to this board.
I spoke to her last week about this, and she was gonna send me an email, so she probably just forgot, so maybe have her just send an email, just,
To you.
yeah, just recapping what we discussed and what it meant.
So they'll take out this paragraph.
Isn't there a letter already submitted?
She did on pages 7 and 8, that was Tara's referral.
I'm sorry. Paragraph is to define the income level.
Sort of what I summarized at the beginning of the discussion.
I think the board can just say, with the guidance of the Workforce Housing Act, in conformance with guidance of
In
workforce.
conformance with, it, yeah,
with
that's what we would
Workforce Housing
say.
Act
Instead of a
eligibility.
specific.
Yeah, they're not gonna give specific income levels, because they don't have anything based on.
Yeah.
No.
So it'll just be in conformance with
It'll
the
be a little-
eligibility as determined by the act.
Can you, Say that again, so that she gets the language.
I'll sit with you and I'll.
Dennis, I have to come down and actually.
All right, so I'll change the language.
Good. Perfect. My toes are on the ground.
So the underlying tone of it all was that the affordable units will be memorialized in perpetuity as part of the covenants. That was one of Kara's primary objectives.
Okay, and that should be included in that.
I have
Yes.
that in here
Yep,
reference.
and that is something that we are agreeable to. Also agreeable to the income eligibility requirements and the vetting process through the town, with the acknowledgement that the property owner does have the ability, as the landlord, to select his tenants under those criteria.
So these units will have to secure rental permits in accordance with the town regulations?
Yes.
They'll-
I'm sorry,
okay.
what did you say?
They'll have to secure rental permits.
Yeah, I would imagine so, they're
And as
rental.
part of that
units.
process, the tenants, I know, on rental permits, the tenants have to be listed on the permit. And will the housing office then make sure that those listed tenants qualify, have been vetted, or somehow
Yes.
that whole process? We're all assuming that process is in place.
They have to certify eligibility, and you can even make mention.
And they confirm income,
Right, I know there's a vetting process, and then you're certified by the town. You submit documentation.
So the rental, I think the rental permit is something that is,
For any rental.
yeah, that's for any rentals
Right,
in
that's
the
Yes,
town.
public
any rental.
safety to make sure that
Right,
the
and
apartment.
then there's a separate process that would be income eligibility standards that go through Kara and the town
Right,
housing department.
but those names on the rental permit listed as tenants will have been
Vetted by,
Same person.
vetted, and there'll be a cross-reference, I'm hoping.
Yes.
yes.
I'm hoping the housing off the rental, I don't know who administrates, I know code enforcement handles rentals, but hopefully the covenant will bleed into the,
What code enforcement looks at is whether or not the apartment is
Safe.
safe and suitable and complies with the town
Rental, right.
code, right? So that we have,
Yes,
right, but they'll have to take that extra step to make sure those tenants
same person.
I don't know if
listed
code
on their
enforcement
permit.
does that.
I-
Somebody else must do that, not
Might be a
code
separate
enforcement.
process. I'm not
Who
sure.
else would do that?
I'm not sure if we
Fall through the
list
crack.
the tenants.
With the lease, they
Yeah.
look at the amount of the quantity that's, the unit is being rented for, and make sure that's in compliance with the
So
income
they'll-
level and
The permit,
The
the
rental
permits will probably go to the
population.
housing office, okay.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
this
it's,
is one of those cases where every new tenant, change of tenancy will need to be reviewed by the town housing authority to
Right.
ensure that
Yes.
the rent control is in
They
line
comply.
and the tenant meets the qualifications under the income eligibility standards.
right.
So Brenda, you want to read that?
I'm also reading what Kara wrote, and I'm finding some suggestions of potential legal challenges to what we're doing.
If it were specific to.
A
the
single
board,
employer.
A single employer, yeah.
What do you think?
Have you read
I
Kara?
have not read that, but I did speak with Kara, and I'm fine with what she is suggesting. Because they are saying that these apartments are going to meet our eligibility standards, but because it's such a small project and there's only a couple apartments, they don't go through an entire lottery process, because it's a very
Yeah.
expensive undertaking. So what they do is, as long as the people who are going to be renting them are verified and certified by them to be income eligible, whatever level that they're at, it's up to the landlord to pick among those who are in fact eligible.
and ultimately what ends up being binding is the covenant that we will record, and that is reviewed by the housing director. So it will contain language that is appropriate for, town's purposes and for all other purposes in terms of, fair housing and all those things. So I mean, I would say that, ultimately, the controlling document will be the recorded covenant, and that's based on a template that the housing department has, and that will be reviewed by Kara, right? And she'll sign off on it prior to recording to let the board know that that condition of the approval has been approved.
So we have a
Does that
language?
help?
Yeah,
Well,
that
I-
totally clarifies it for what, to take this out and
Yeah,
substitute the
I'll
language
Yeah.
that Christine is saying.
Okay, I'll adjust
Yeah.
that, especially that second paragraph.
Yeah, and then Claire, you.
Yeah, I mean, I had made myself a note to question this, and the one sentence that Kara has in here, which makes me a little more comfortable, is because she raises all the potential lawsuit issues of the way it was originally structured. she writes, a safer approach and one that many other towns use is to set eligibility based on general workforce residency, not a single employer. This way, the town can meet its affordable housing goals without putting the town in a legally vulnerable position.
I
So,
think she's giving you, this has all been provided with the thought that you were gonna be setting limits. Based on the fact that you're not comfortable setting the limits, which is understandable, you're just deferring and saying, no, we're saying up to the 130, whatever it is, it is. And that's,
Up to the standard that,
Open to everyone rather
the
than
standard
that,
that is set by the housing.
yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think this is a great idea. I was just struggling with us getting in trouble.
The good news is hopefully we're blazing a trail here for other projects to follow. This is an important model. I think it's great that you guys are in support of it. I understand the scrutiny, and I'm happy to work through it
Well, it
with
sets a
you all.
precedent because people with larger projects are going to look at this and say,
Yeah.
oh, well, look what you did there. you know.
Especially on the west side of the canal.
That's right. So I think the wording is critically important. That's why we defer to Kara back and to council's language.
Yep, and that's why we're happy to work through it with you.
That was the, one of the biggest open issues since we last reviewed the staff report. I think everything else we worked through regarding parking, unless you had anything in addition to
I just
that.
wanted to clarify the parking. The overage had to do with square footage. There was a misrepresentation of language on the plans about the basement. I think we talked about that. I don't know if we ever got clarity on that. The basement in the Hampton's Yard building is going to be just finished storage space. The labeling on it seemed to indicate that there was gonna be some kind of office use of it. It's just storage.
George.
So it's a different parking calculation
So
for
it
that?
reduces the parking calculation because we had one issue with the one land bank space,
Yeah.
and that one land bank space would be,
Storage.
Well, the way it is now, if we remove the one land bank, because it's within the front yard setback, that if we include that finished office space, you're short
it,
5 spaces. So if we remove the land bank, that's 6, but then the board we discussed this at the last meeting, the board is willing to waive the 6 spaces that are required by the units collectively on both lots. So you're essentially back to even.
okay. But I also wanted to make that point of clarification that there was a representation of office space in.
Yeah,
So
I think we might have to
And the
consider it.
basement-
That should be
because
changed on,
It should be changed on the plan.
Our updated plans
Yeah, it
are
was
coming in.
mislabeling.
Okay.
Yeah, we will have updated plans with the proper
Will there still
labeling.
be a bathroom, do you think?
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay, all right.
We can get clarification on it.
I think that's,
So what else do
that
we
was
have to
everything from the
discuss?
staff report that was open, and I also have a draft decision attached to the packet you have. This is separate.
If you can read the language that we just discussed,
Oh, I mean,
I would feel comfortable hearing that.
Are you
we
otherwise
want it to be
finished?
conforming,
Are you otherwise finished?
well, we just have to go through the,
Because I was gonna say, we can step off
Circle
and look
back.
at the
Yeah.
language and come back to
Okay,
you
let's
if
do
you-
that.
that you can adopt, okay.
Let's
And
do
then we
that.
could adopt it all together after.
Great.
before we sworn. So the second set of, is the resolution for the conditional approval. You have that?
Yeah.
Okay. So that starts on page 2 with the special exception for the dwelling uses, with the conditions of at the top of page 2.
Resolved?
So these are the conditions for the special exception use, that outdoor storage be prohibited, submission of the affordable housing covenants to the satisfaction of the town attorney's office, and the recording of the covenants with the county. And then
Do they
the,
have to file any covenants with the housing department?
no, Carol will look at all that language first. She's already provided a draft for Brent and Martha to look at, and they've already been working on it.
Okay, so we don't have to include that as one of the required
No, I mean, if you want, I
documents.
could include it to the satisfaction of the town attorney's office and the housing director. Okay, so the site plan approval subject to the following conditions, we're still on page 2. Changes to the site plan prior to signature. I point out the fire zone by the fire marshal along with the signs to their satisfaction. The removal of the land bank space and realizing the second space. So there'll be no land bank spaces. The ADA spaces to increase on lot number 70, to increase it to 2 spaces without increasing the number of parking spaces altogether. And that all of those spaces be 9 feet wide. Updating of the parking calculations based on our discussion. The parking space, to note, the parking spaces designated for the apartments with signage, 1 per unit on each respective lot. Both on number 70 to remove the light pole at the end of the driveway and reorient the light pole at the trash enclosure. Note the locations of the 2 EV chargers that the grant has presented they were willing to include. Note the rooftop solar panels for each of the structures. Include the nearest hydrant for lot number 80. We discussed the 4-foot height fencing for the outdoor play area for the school, so that should be shown on the plans. Density flow calculations on the plans, compliance with public safety, and compliance with the town engineer. And for the architectural building plans, same thing with the same note for the solar panels to be shown. Some minor items of north arrows, the corrected street address for number 70, and then the building elevations, just a little bit more detail there with materials, colors, finishes, and heights. Changes to the landscape plan have to do with the land bank parking, and we discussed at the last meeting, including 6 feet high evergreens around both trash enclosures, and the fencing and the gate for the school use. For the lighting plans, any LED to be 2700 Kelvin rather than 3000, and reducing all the 12-foot high poles to 10 feet. Updating the photometrics, and then any lighting spec sheets for the secondary entries that take you to the apartments, and reference the town use on the plans. And then there are the general conditions of all HVAC and mechanical be screened. Any signage is subject to planning board review and approval. Compliance with the town code and dark sky requirements, no dusk to dawn fixtures. All proposed lighting be shielded and project down. The 2700 Kelvin. No additional lighting without planning board approval. No internally lit EV charging stations. No public address or sound system. No outdoor storage, and the note of the planning board encouraging the sustainable and redesign elements into the plans, and that they arrange the pre-construction meeting with the engineering division. Site inspections, and then the items to be submitted for prior to approval are the cross-access easement and the shared access between both of the subject sites inclusive of the driveway, shared parking easement, and that could be, I think, the same document, a covenant for any change of use of the business that occurs in the future, that has to be treated as a special exception use, so that will be in the covenants. I can take that.
I'm sorry, of.
That's part of the special exception specific standards, that because of the units, if there's any change of use in the future to the business, that might affect, how these uses sort of work together. So
Standards
the
for the
code
uses,
states that if there's any change in the commercial use, that it be treated as a special exception use, so the board can consider it alongside the units.
So the special exception was specifically for the apartment units.
Yeah.
It's not for the commercial uses.
No, so right now, it's specific to the apartments, but in the future, should these commercial uses ever change, the code states that it be treated as a special exception use.
So it may be a use that is incompatible with
Yeah, just so
residential.
the board has an eye on
With residents living on the
compatibility,
property.
yeah.
Because I would think that the apartments as a special exception use are compatible with any use that is permitted in the district, right? So I'm not sure why a permitted use, like permitted underlying primary use, would then have to be converted into a special exception.
It's office district zoning.
Right, so
Okay,
if you
what's
meet
that?
the permitted
It's
uses in the
written.
office district, I understand if we were to change
It's in
it.
the code,
Yeah.
we just repeat it. That's what we do. We just repeat it, that's what the code says.
Yeah, well, I
To
mean,
double check.
suppose they decide that use goes away and they put in something else that's a totally different use. That use would have to comply with the standards, special standards, so I can see that. Makes
So-
sense.
So what I'm saying is, if, maybe I'm misunderstanding this, but if we were to be requesting a special exception use for either, any of the commercial uses, 100%, I'm in agreement. I'm just wondering, I don't remember the code language, but if the code language was specific to the special exception uses themselves, or if there's,
No, it says change of use. So right now it's an office, right? So you did another office, you'd be fine. But if you came and changed it to a restaurant or something, it would be treated as a special exception. There's just no, that's what the code says, and that's
Sure.
why we have that language.
Even if it's a permitted use for the district?
Correct. A restaurant would be a permitted use in OD,
Whether or
right?
not
The
it's
SOD.
special.
So from just
Yeah.
a practical standpoint, how would you're just applying the general special exception,
Yes.
not any, because there wouldn't be any specific criteria
Yeah.
because it's a permitted use.
Right.
okay, yeah,
13
that's
That's it.
that's
So it's very
clarifying.
confusing, but restaurant's probably the best example.
That was
And you
permitted
probably
in
would
the
want
OD?
to put a couple more standards in there, thinking maybe it's an apartment, they might have kids. You might want to do something set where you set up the entrance, there might be something to that, I'm not quite sure, but that's
mean,
what
if
the code is, and
The
we
change
want to
of
just
use
put
would
you on
still trigger
notice.
site plans, so
Right, it'll trigger a site plan anyways.
Right.
So
The
the
special
only
exception
difference
gets
is that
folded
the
in.
special exception standards would be put on, and there would have to be a hearing. And that's the trigger, but we want to put you on notice, because that's a part of the code people don't look at.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, I think that makes sense. But going from one office to another,
another.
just changing
No, it's
tenancy.
a,
Not
it's a
be a
change.
change.
It's gotta be a
Not
change of use, not a change of
use, not a
tenancy.
change of
Yeah.
tenancy.
Exactly.
Yep.
Can we be specific, like right, because sometimes the word use means something different when you're doing a tenancy change versus a use change.
We could look at the language. I mean, it is your covenant, and we could look at it and things like that, but that's.
Does it get put in a covenant?
We are suggesting it as a covenant, yes. Because people don't know, it's a notice to people, you, and then future owners that, yes, and change in the space below would trigger it, other than another office, with just a change of tenancy.
So, and I suppose when we draft the covenant, we can draft the language so that it's clear it means like a principle,
We've done this before.
like use on a
so
use table use.
We definitely have a sample,
All right.
but we could tweak the language.
Can you send that to me, the sample?
I have to remember which one I've done this for, but yeah. We can do that, no problem.
So that takes us to, D I will remove since there will be no land bank spaces. E, title certification, mortgage consent, town attorney approval of legal documents, payment of the engineering fee, which has already occurred, the notarized affidavit and the 6 sets of plans. Number 7, items for building permits, stake and snow fence the existing trees along the street that are to remain. And then 8 is for the maintenance bond of 2 years for the landscaping. That'll have to occur before the C of O is issued.
Very thorough, Brenna. It's great.
I'll revise, so there's 2 actions here, but maybe you want to hold off
Well,
until
let's
I
hold
revise
off
the
until
report.
council looks
Yeah.
at that language that you're going to change, and then we'll vote, bring it back and we'll vote on it.
I mean, we,
But this might be a little bit, but I'll bring it back.
Oh, okay.
We have a work session next, and then we'll bring you back, if you're ready for it. So we're closing out of the afternoon session and going into a work session. And that is the Connor Freelander Gateway. So Carl Benincasa and Connor,
Got my name tag?
I forgot your first name.
It's only
Greg,
been 20 years, maybe a little bit longer.
Greg
The infamous
Connor.
Greg Connor.
Sorry.
Dennis, please.
Carl Benincasa, 860 Montauk Highway, Watermill, New York.
Greg Connor, 2415 Montauk Highway, Main Street, Bridgehampton.
Do you have another one of these? Oh, I'll go.
So you received this a few years ago.
We've seen it in many iterations,
Strawberry fields.
right?
This was withdrawn, and there was a
Yeah, sure.
concerted effort to sell it to the town, CPF, which never got out of the gate, really. I mean, we've had numerous meetings, we've
We
never
tried.
got an
Our
offer.
side tried.
Yeah. We tried for a good year and a half, 17 months?
May of '24.
So was that offer to the town made before you carved it off the Buthampton property, or
It was never included that property, but
it never
everything else
included that, everything else?
was offered to, well, we engaged with the town saying we'd be interested, we're a
Town-
willing seller.
Right, we were willing sellers. The town where it was interested, they said they were interested in all the property except for 3 acres on the highway because they still wanted some development. They wanted some commercial development. So I think it's 13 and a half acres. They wanted 3 acres to us and they were gonna purchase 10 acres. Some of it for affordable housing. That was 17 months ago. We've had appraisals.
We've had numerous
We've
meetings.
had meetings. It took us 6 weeks to get a silly meeting that should have been 4 seconds in a phone call because I'm readily available. And we're still waiting. From this June meeting, we're still waiting.
So are you saying it's a closed
It's a
issue?
done deal.
It
Okay.
seems
I gotta
that
move
way.
on.
I
I gotta
mean,
move
we
on.
have to
Yeah.
move on.
Yeah. So you're now proposing,
So this
The
is their
development.
preferred plan, which is a 7 lot. This is this is exactly what was considered in the pre-app report. They submitted the preliminary, in 2023, I think. So we have an active sitting incomplete application. We had a work session in June where we said we update the wetlands line. They did it, so this is their plan. Now, looking at the code, it was changed to say shall have a PRD plan for commercial developments in HB zoning district, and this is HB zoning district. So we do need that exercise of the yield plan and a PRD plan. I'm thinking 25% open space makes sense in this. There's no, didn't see any provisions of a specific, requirements for the open space, so.
In the
I think it's
PRD?
The PRD, so I think it's 25%. I'm gonna double check that and
Okay.
I'll tell them that.
We're still talking, some of this land is commercial, and there's a piece of it that's residential.
Correct.
That hasn't
The
changed.
most southern piece
Zoning
is
line.
residential.
one piece.
Residential
One
towards
It's like
the,
2 acres or something,
Yeah,
mostly
it's kind of the
wetlands,
bottom.
but
See, you
they can
can
carve a lot out of it,
So
yeah.
that's for the residential, but the northern part is all HB.
yeah, I was just reminding myself
Yep.
and let David know
Yeah, thank
what we're
you.
talking about.
But there's horrible topography here and wetlands on the
Yeah.
residential.
So there's 2 things that in a normal PRD that you would be preserving, which would, one be the wetlands, and the second would be, this is prime egg soils. Even though the only, if you put on the egg district, I think it's only the southern, portion of the property. You can see that.
In the wetlands there.
Yeah, where the wetlands line is. So that's but that's just the overlay district that the town had established.
And where is the lot that's being carved out?
The lot.
What do you,
I mean, not carved out, the residential lot,
Oh, it's the most southern area.
this one?
right by the wetlands?
I mean, that's
Yes.
where the zoning is for.
That is where the zoning is.
Does it have sufficient setbacks to put a lot in there?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. They're proposing a 97,000 square foot lot in the back that would be the
Don't
residential
confuse the
lot.
topo with the wetland setback. That's-
Yeah.
That's all topo.
So,
This is the wetlands line, just here.
Yeah.
Okay. And the others are topo
That's
lines.
all topo lines, yeah.
Is that sort of rectangular box, is that the residential lot?
No,
No.
this one.
Well, I
that- the one
can't, I
Anthony's
can't,
on
These are the
now.
arrows on right now.
yes, that's the resident.
approximately, yeah.
That's
Okay,
zone
that's-
residential.
Minus, but
That's
that's
current.
the area.
That's how I was
Yes.
interpreting that, thank you.
And the
But-
rest is
And the
a-
wetlands are all the blue shades, so there's,
It's marked on the plan.
It's on the plan.
yeah,
This
but,
is
but
Marty's.
I
Again,
can't
yes,
see
the
that
answer
from
is yes,
what,
Gloria, yes.
yeah. So,
This is I'm tracing the line with my hands. It comes right over here.
It approximately follows the property line,
Yeah.
actually. There's a little bit on the property line and off the property. So three things that I think is necessary, just going beyond that. If they have the yield plan and they have the cluster plan for consideration. Also, the next step with the preliminary is secret. So we would coordinate, and then we do the exercise. I do think that, and you had mentioned in your pre-app report that you'd want a concept about what would happen with this development, and they'd have to, not exactly, obviously this is
Conceptual.
Conceptual, something they've already done a traffic study, so they've already considered, okay, we're gonna have certain types of uses on the property, but that concept plan would also be something that you consider doing secret.
Do we have maps to that? This is preferred. Do we have a cluster map, and do we have
No,
a
that-
PRD? You
that-
haven't done that.
Those are deliverables for you. You'll have.
It would be nice to look at them, to see.
Yeah, so
In
that's.
terms of a
We're gonna
conversation.
see, this is gonna remain incomplete after this conversation, the work session. So the second item on the agenda with the secret coordination, we would need those plans in order to do a secret coordination with the other entities.
So there's 7, just basically, give us the basic information. There's 7 lots.
There's 9 lots now. They wanna consolidate into 7. They're gonna do a yield plan, which might result in 10 lots as of rights. And then they're gonna show a PRD, which is a cluster. And what I'm saying to them is if they do avail themselves of a PRD with full density or, 7 lots or whatever they wanna do, you have the ability to vary those setbacks. If they have an idea of what they wanna do, an anchor store or something like that, you have the ability to assist in what they wanna design. Give them an idea of what they wanna.
Do you have any idea of how you're gonna develop this, or what you want there?
traffic
or-
study-
I mean, that's what the work session is about.
Yeah,
It's a
traffic-
conversation.
The answer to your question is, besides the cannabis dispensary, who's approached me? Medical offices approached me, banks have approached me, restaurants have approached me.
That's what was considered.
I've had lots of people approach me that don't fit into the highway business criteria, supermarkets, that kind of a thing. I could get I can get a ton of supermarkets if y'all.
Yeah, interesting.
Oh.
As long as it's a Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
I've had anybody who you can think of since COVID, happened during COVID, everybody you can think of, from the Amazon, Whole Foods to Trader Joe's to Giuseppe's to all of them. Every one of them could come in 2 seconds.
Now,
But it's
does
not part of the code, so
does
I shun them away.
Does Kimco have an exclusive or non-competitive clause
They have
in
a
there?
shopping center district, so that allows them to do different things than us.
That is a shopping center district,
Yeah.
or this
Yeah,
is
it's its
before
own
my
thing,
time?
yeah.
Yeah.
It was
And
the
this
movie
is-
theater.
Yeah.
It was the
That was a movie theater.
Yeah,
yeah.
drive-in.
drive-in movie theater.
Yep.
Now, that wouldn't apply here in HB? Would it apply in a PRD?
Would what
Well, what
apply?
apply?
Yeah,
What would apply in a PRD?
You mean a shopping?
no.
Anything, could you develop in a PRD?
Oh, just what
Oh.
HB would permit.
Yeah,
Okay,
HB, yeah.
Same,
sorry.
it's the same formula. Okay.
I could do a deli, but I can't do a supermarket, that kind of thing. So I've had lots of
Interesting.
people, I've had, before the COVID, I had lots of movie theaters, how about that? Were thinking about coming because it was perfect right between the two towns, and the lease was coming up in Southampton, it was a whole thing, so. But no, I've had a bunch of people come. Jim, Equinox, remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I guess that would be a consideration also with Jim.
What about a zone change? Or is that a use change at that point? Is that a use change, Claire?
A supermarket thing?
It's a-
Well, suppose,
Like say I wanted a supermarket?
yes.
Well, first of all, the building, it would be more than that, because the town doesn't allow
Size.
more than 15,000 square feet. Every
Highway
supermarket.
business, right.
Right, and every supermarket's like, well, can we get 60,000 square feet? And I go,
Correct.
no, click, because,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, it's not an exercise I wanna go through, to
Yeah,
tell you the
Yeah.
truth.
we've been talking about it for
Okay.
years.
So just.
So you're limited
I
to
mean, I can see
HB.
things that are reasonable, but a little over the line that you come and talk to, but
Mm-hmm.
if somebody needs 60,000 square feet, it's not
You
a
can't do it.
conversation.
Yeah.
They said, we need 20,000 square feet, we can maybe, work something out, aggregate wise or something, but I never had that conversation with the supermarket.
And has anybody talked to you about affordable housing other than the town? Are there any developers interested?
No,
in
no,
affordable housing?
well, one developer came, but he wanted to see if he can get over 200 units, one of those type of things, and I was like, yeah, wrong town, click. So I field a lot of phone calls, I really do.
Yeah, sure.
because the sign is out front, right? And the cell
Right.
phone number. So I field calls, and, you know, every major real estate developer in the city, by the way, has a house in Sagaponack or East Hampton or something, so they drive by.
Right,
Call me.
right,
And, you know, they think we're country
Interesting.
bumpkins, and we don't know what we're doing.
right.
The town actually did make an offer on affordable housing component.
Yes.
But the arrangement was contingent on a sort of a global offer, and that's where they could never come to terms.
Also, they were buying it subject to from me.
Subject to what?
Subject to, they wanted to increase the density, I guess, eight townhomes on an acre, is that something that sound familiar? And they wanted to increase it to 12 townhomes on an acre. So they would do it subject to me getting that approval. So I said, me getting the approvals? You're the town. You want this. It was really kind of botched.
But we never got an offer.
Never.
So, if you wanted to do affordable housing here, what zone would that,
That would be like an overlay, the plan, like an MF 44, or if it was affordable, there's an affordable housing overlay.
so the town would create an overlay, an MF?
Well, the applicant would.
Approach the town would say, we'll rezone it for that. Okay, I'm just trying to think of uses, you
Yeah, I mean,
know?
it's-
That's what the conversation is
It's so
about.
perfect because there's a bus stop there.
I know.
And there's a supermarket, and there's a.
Such a
I mean,
lost
there's all-
opportunity.
If you live,
You guys missed that town board meeting when this happened?
Well, as,
It was crazy, and it had nothing to do with anything, but its property is perfect for affordable
It
housing.
is.
It meets every criteria.
This was years ago.
And the neighbors
Remember the
went
Gateway project?
ballistic.
Oh, that's
You guys
way
don't-
long.
I remember.
I know you do.
Yep.
You guys don't remember, the neighbors went ballistic with
Yeah.
affordable housing coming in.
Mhm.
Kellis Pond, and they got
Well, I remember the Kellis Pond
two
issue.
people, and they got Mr. Bregman from East Hampton to speak for them, and they got people who were against the PDD, and there was a whole giant thing. And we didn't even bring the PDD, it was the town that wanted the PDD.
Yeah. Strawberry Fields? That
But
was it.
maybe attitudes have changed now with the need for housing being so desperate at this point.
I don't think so.
They haven't
Desperate
made an
15 years
offer.
ago.
They're gonna complain.
Yeah.
Not in my backyard.
yes.
Especially,
on a
especially,
smaller scale.
especially out here, let's be honest.
Yeah.
People complain.
Anyway, we're gonna go through with this, and zone changes are more time and money, and I'd rather just kind of go with that as of right use.
Yeah.
That's kind of where my head's
Right,
at.
but I mean, it's also a piece that I think requires some creative thinking.
100%.
To make it, you know, state-of-the-art, it's at an entranceway, it has so much potential to be developed in the best possible way.
I agree wholeheartedly.
And that's why I asked. Now, in the PRD, what you gain in a PRD is more open space?
Yeah, but the
Okay.
I mean, technically, they would have the right for whatever that yield plan would show, and then you'd have the ability to flex zoning, you know.
In a
setbacks,
PRD.
Yeah.
But what about, I mean, as of right now, it's 7 lots?
Mm-hmm.
As of right.
Well,
No,
we think
more
it's
than
gonna be
that.
about 10.
About probably
As of
10.
right, 10. You're excluding the wetlands
Yes,
Yeah.
and the slopes, I believe.
Slopes.
yeah.
and the slopes?
Excess of 30%.
So that leaves you with how many acres to develop?
Well, we don't have, they're gonna have to do this exercise,
Okay,
yes.
so you'll let us know that, what your bulk is, you know,
It would
to,
be, what, 10 acres, right, roughly?
probably, no. How
You
many,
have 13 acres, right?
13 and a half acres
But
between the two.
if you carve out that,
Be in the road, you know, any road you need or anything like that.
We're
So
guessing,
We're
let's just,
guessing.
we'll just
We're
get it
just
done,
guessing.
and we'll see what it is.
9 or, right?
It's not gonna be 7, it's not gonna be 12.
Right. So another work session when he has this information?
Yeah, I mean, the
Does that
work
make
session
sense?
is great to be able to, because this just
Fleshes it out.
lubricates the conversation, exactly, for us.
Gets you thinking in the way maybe we're thinking to help you not waste time and effort.
You guys
And money.
prefer a cluster plan?
I guess it would be, depend on what it looks like, right?
Depends what
Yeah.
it looks like, and now
Cluster
you're
of
going
office
to use,
buildings?
you're going
Is
to
that-
be
is
using
that what you're talking
the
about?
signal, right?
just this,
The
no,
major
smaller
signal.
lots and
Yeah,
preserve.
the answer is yes.
Preserve the-
The
Like a
signal-
residential cluster.
The signal that we're changing
Yeah,
for the Bud Hampton thing
Yep.
is gonna trigger everything else in there, right? So
right.
that signal will work for everybody.
Well, that's a great
And
way
this
to
is,
get out.
this is gonna be updated, obviously, there's a right-of-way because of the Bud Hampton.
I know,
Remember the
right.
cluster
So whatever's
plan, you're
built
not-
to do cross-access to that
When
signal
are they going to start that?
that allow people.
Yes.
Starts.
When will they start that signal work? Do you know?
When will they start with the application with the DOT? That's,
Underway.
I'm happy to chat about that if you like.
that's actually on the agenda today.
I call Walter, and I'm gonna call him when I'm done here today. I call him once a week, Walter Dunn, and he tells me where they're at. And I'm thinking the application, the final application for the lights going in next week. They were just getting some topography stuff and some aerials and pavement, whatever.
Right,
Whatever, not out of my purview, I don't,
yeah.
he talks circles around me, but it should be going in and for what we're talking about, and that'll access the property for the regular subdivision, the whole subdivision.
And there's no other entrance here, right?
Now, originally, if you look, no, that's not true, the furthest west, the Carnival property,
It was gonna be like a
a right in and right out
Yeah.
from over there as well.
You're talking about we're talking about Bud Hampton now.
No.
No, we're talking about the development.
The light and a right in, right out from the furthest west portion of
Okay. Does it have a name, this development? Have you named
Connor
it?
Gateway.
Connor Gateway.
Connor Friedlander Gateway.
Yes.
Connor?
Freelander.
Friedlander.
Friedlander.
Okay, good.
Any other questions by anybody?
So when we get the updated plans, we'll come back to schedule a work session.
Yeah, let's see what a cluster looks like, what a PRD looks like, how much land you have left when you
What's the
exclude.
PRD? Clusters, I got that.
Cluster is a PR.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. And the yield.
And how much, and the
map.
yield, and taking out the wetlands, taking out the slopes, to see what you've got to develop, what's left. Yeah. Is there anything in the master plan on this, Claire? There is. Have you?
What does it say?
What does it say?
Oh, let's not
Create a
go
gateway to Bridgehampton.
there. Bridgehampton.
Whatever that looks like.
It had other things in mind, not just highway business, right? It was a whole thing. It's done in 1999.
Oh, the master plan's old, yes, way old.
What they wanted there would have been great for me. It
It's a different world.
would have been retail and this and that,
Totally
but
different.
yeah,
No, I'm just
housing, retail, I
thinking, you know,
remember
the
It was a
Bridgehampton
thing.
community probably would
Oh, they put the kibosh on that.
love to weigh in, you know, in terms of,
no, they're okay. No, they'll be fine. We don't have to talk about. We don't have to talk to them.
it's worth your while.
We had a wonderful relationship with them, to be quite honest with you, when we were doing this PDD. And we had a wonderful Main Street, and we had affordable housing on top, right?
Yes,
Right, it
I
was a whole
remember.
thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then, one lady in particular, neighbor, was like, yeah, not in my backyard, literally.
Well, you'll always have somebody like that.
Yeah, but she was a very
Always.
squeaky wheel. And she got, forget the neighbors of the 6 houses, whatever. She got everybody who passes by there into East Hampton weighed in. It was a whole thing. You know, like I said, the town couldn't put their own PD through the thing that they proposed because it was too much.
But you have
Problems with
some ideas.
democracy.
Too much democracy. Well, we'll fix that.
We'll fix that.
Maybe some affordable housing over stores?
Trump supervisor.
Again, that it's not in the code. How's that? So you'd have to say something to me and push it through for me.
But you have retail there, right? HB has retail,
It's
some
some
retail.
retail.
Pretty limited
limited to,
to,
Furniture stores?
furniture stores, liquor stores.
I could put
Think of,
I
think
put a
of
Home Depot
County
in.
Road 39.
Yeah, think of County Road
Those
39.
retail uses.
The hardware store.
Banks, pizza places.
Banks, office buildings,
Got it.
medical
Everything
offices.
from lobster in here, right? What you kind
I
of see on
mean,
the
it's
road.
like.
but we don't have a bank, we don't have a bank now.
Well, there was a problem for many, many years because
Because of
Bridgehampton had
Bridgehampton.
their home rule.
Yeah,
And a very, very prominent bank that I'm sure all of us bank with, or one of us, at least in the family does, wants to move in, and they're looking into that home rule right now. Because now that Dime took it over, is the home rule still in effect?
but it's a small piece, I mean, the whole building.
Yeah, but I don't know the banking rules, but that was always the reason why there's no bank in Bridgehampton.
Well,
Because of that.
it was a major bank, now it's just a tiny little outpost.
I'm under the understanding that, again, it's third hand, that Dime somehow is able to keep that home rule for the Bridgehampton National Bank.
Even if they reduced in size.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I don't
again,
know.
it's not my thing, but
There's no
this
other
bank I'm
banks in
talking about,
There's no
probably the
bank in
most powerful
Bridgehampton?
bank in our country, they're looking into it. So they'll have an answer.
There's no
So-
other bank
so-
in Bridgehampton? There's no
No,
bank
think
in
about it.
Bridgehampton?
Well, there's a small one, M&T, is it in the shopping
M&T, the
center?
shop-
Yeah.
That was Ridgefield something or.
It was something else, and then it changed. No, there is no bank.
I'm thinking about it. There are-
Interesting.
that's so-
And there was B&B, it was where
Many in
Starbucks was,
Southampton.
because that's where the safe
Sorry?
is.
Yeah.
Many in Southampton, many in SAG, right?
Yeah, but not in Bridge.
Oh, I could rent the banks, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's,
Well,
and that's
Chase, I'm sure would
permissible
like to be
in
in
HB.
Bridgehampton, yeah,
Thank you.
Chase, yeah.
Before you go, the subject of traffic signals came up, which reminded me that there is newer technology at traffic signals now rather than the sensor in the ground tripping the signals. My understanding is there is what I'll call car counting technology that literally at the signal counts the cars in the queue rather than simply start to activate to go to red when a car pulls up and goes over the sensor. I think it would be great if Walter or whoever, were to have that conversation with the DOT about perhaps looking something other than the standard technology that's on all our roads right now and go to something more advanced like that.
If I may jump in?
Yes.
The answer is yes, that's already been happening.
It is?
They might
Okay.
require that to be, there might not even
Okay.
be a conversation, it's probably gonna be a requirement.
Great.
Again, Walter was on my behalf talking to them because it was more money, that kind of signal, because I have to replace the signal. But he's telling me that it's pretty much gonna be a requirement that all the new signals going in, they're gonna want that.
Okay, because we're asking the state to do it on their dime at all the existing signals, so,
Right,
I don't know if we'll have any success with that, but we're
They
gonna
have one
try.
less time to spend on my traffic light. But that's what they're trying, that's what I've been told they're looking to do.
That's great to hear. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great.
Well, this was very helpful. Yep. Very good. Thank you so much.
Everybody, I'll see you in a few weeks.
Oh, we have to go to Hampton, are you staying?
Yeah, Bud Hampton on.
There's no action on Budhampton today, I was just showing the,
But you want to go back into the
Yes,
regular
but,
session?
yeah, so I want to close out the work session and go back into the regular session. And we'll jump to number 6, Bud Hampton. Did you bring any elevations for me? I know, but we took rid of that fence. Remember, we had the whole conversation about getting rid of the fence and putting, you don't remember this? You do remember it. Yeah.
I mean,
just
we
didn't
don't
get to
have
my
final
rendering.
plans yet, everybody, I mean, we're still.
This is what we had before, there's new ones.
They just showed the trellis on the side.
Yeah, they were just doing this to show that they added the trellis on the side.
It's nice, okay.
That's really what they just, I'm gonna.
Just as long as Carl's clear about what we said
I
about
told
no
Mr.
fencing.
Connor beforehand, the
We
fence
have
is a no-go.
rather
Yes.
lush
We
landscape
have,
plan.
the
Yes,
conditional
absolutely.
approval outlined the changes that this board required.
Right.
And we're still working on them. When I get final plans, I'll present them to the board. I got this in and I wanted to show the board, because I wasn't at the meeting when you guys had the discussion about the.
Anthony, do you have the site plan that shows where the state pushed the road and
I don't
parking
know that I
back?
scanned it, to be quite honest.
Is it scanned in? No? Because you showed it to us.
I did.
Which one?
Hold on.
May I ask?
This,
Yep, this is it, I
yeah,
think.
there it is, yeah.
Yeah, so, everything's largely the same, but there was parking over here that was pushed back. So you got actually more green area in the front here.
Great.
So this is the new plan.
And the height of the
Explain-
bushes.
Anthony, explain what happened.
Yeah, I mean, we did a site plan approval, and with conditions. Subsequent to that, they've been working with the DOT, which dictates a lot of what's going to happen. And the DOT had some minor changes, or they had some changes to the site plan. Notably, there was parking back here.
We can't see your arrow.
Where is the
This is what I have. Parking in the front here where it says,
The front west corner.
down here, and they shifted that back. And they shifted the cross-access a little further back,
Yeah, it's
actually.
back. I think that's good.
No, that's good, actually. It will keep hidden from the road and gives us opportunity to work on this other properties. So yeah, they made these, but it gives us more green space in the front, actually.
It creates
which is
really good circulation, so you come in,
Yeah, it's
make
good,
a
actually.
right
You could-
in.
Right in, right out.
No, right in and then out by the light.
Out, yeah, out by
Out
the
by
light. There's
the
no
light.
out. Yeah, you can see it here,
And
the
I-
turn-in lane, the deceleration lane.
But the light has ingress and egress.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's two, you can go in the light too.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
From the commons and coming from the east.
And we have space
or
in there to
west?
turn around, right?
Yes.
Somebody comes in from the signal, the big signal, and they come in, and they do their shopping, then they have enough space to turn around and go back out.
like, yeah.
And we got some more landscape aisles in here actually that are good, even over here because of the curb cut going in here. So we've got some additional landscaping on the site. Look pretty good. But when I get a final plan, I'll bring it to the planning board to show you the final version. But I did just want to make sure that, you know, because I wasn't there, that this addressed, I think the planning board wanted some trellis on the side or something to sort of dress up that side. I think overall the building, get rid of the thing, looks pretty good.
Okay.
The building looks nice.
Yeah, and that is not indicative of the landscape plan or anything.
No.
No, the landscape plan was done by Arius, and it's
That's right.
way
Lush.
extensive.
Yeah.
And the fence is not part of the final.
Thank
I
God.
sort of think you need some goats gambling behind that fence.
A corral, right?
That's what it kind of looks like.
Yeah.
Petting zoo kind of thing?
I have a vivid imagination.
I need a place for my little peace statue.
I just wanted to show the board, and I'll come back.
Southampton, it's there now.
Oh, I saw, yes, that.
Peace.
So Anthony, but what more do we need to do for six?
Nothing,
That's it?
I'll make sure, when we get final plans of the landscape, and I'll bring it to the board to show you.
Please,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. You've asked, so
Is
I
there a
will.
LIPA,
Cheers.
is there a LIPA pole on that property? I thought I saw a
There's
LIPA
a
pole.
LIPA pole near the bus stop, is that what you're saying, right
Yeah,
there?
there's a pole, yeah,
Yeah, near the bus stop.
Is that the dark one right?
because they're no longer permitted.
No dust to dawn fix.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what, that's the light pole?
No, the LIPA poles were huge spotlights, and they're not permitted anymore. But they try to sell them to the various retail
Oh,
establishments.
really? You don't know about the dark sky rule here?
No, they don't.
None of my neighbors do either.
My favorite's landscape lighting, right? They light up the houses and the trees like
Yes, I know. That's not permitted
I know, but
in a lighting code, yeah.
opposed to C of O.
Oh, post C of O.
That doesn't mean it's permitted.
No, what I'm saying is inspectors don't allow it, they check for it for sure.
Yeah,
It's the homeowners come in post C
post
of
C of
O,
O, right,
and then they need it, then it needs a neighbor to complain, or
Yeah.
yes,
a code enforcement drive at night, that's not happening, right?
no,
So,
right, good
Roll at
point.
night. Code, they'll roll at night.
But hopefully, at least they shut them off. They don't leave them on all night.
it's timers, right, usually
Oh.
but you can go up and down Ocean Road to Bridgehampton, you know,
Really?
see somebody's house at 11 o'clock at night. They're nice houses.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Thank you guys, as always.
We're just waiting for Claire on her next two, so I'll just,
All right, do you want, yeah, we'll skip to Pietro Dura.
Yeah, so just the planning board knows, we're gonna push this off for doing another extension for 2 weeks. I'm working out the parking there. I'm trying to get some changes, and I did come across some additional information that'll be pertinent to the board, i.e. in 2016, the site plan approval for that did include one bocce ball court on that property.
Oh, no, oh, no.
Uno. So let me continue my research to make sure I properly incorporate things. I gotta be fair here. You know, there's a lot of files for that site because it goes back, way back. So I had all these files, but I didn't realize that in 2016 when they made some changes that it was back there. So let me, you know, so we're
Okay.
just doing an
So
extension
you want a
until.
2-week
Yeah,
extension? So
10/9/25.
Motion by Gloria and second by David, all in favor? Opposed, abstentions, 6 in favor?
When you research that too, if you could try and find the conditions
Yeah, that's
attached
what
to the hours of operation, days of the week, that sort of stuff too.
That's exactly what I have to do. All right, you're next, Claire.
Okay, Claire, you want
So,
to
yeah, we can look at this real quick.
This is-
I anticipated him to be here. This is.
715?
Yeah,
Yeah,
to approve this.
715 County Road 31.
Yeah, we approved this in August. One of the conditions of approval, was for a cross-access easement to the west. That's like an existing curb that can be established, but
Where are we,
that's
Claire?
fine. This is that car repair, car sales
That
place.
little place?
You had a couple conditions.
Next to,
Southampton
The
Golf
golf
to the
course,
east and north. And to the west is RLW. which has a connection to
Yeah.
Tuckahoe Road.
That's the building there.
Georgiopolis.
Okay.
This is where, right here is where you're getting to the driving range. Will Hanson site, I believe.
Yeah.
But it's on the other side of the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. it's on
Don't
the
confuse
north
me.
side. Yeah.
Here is.
So the
know
applicant
if
has
it's gonna make it
submitted,
to
a
the
re- so two conditions related to cross-access. Two conditions related to cross-access. One, to connect to RLW, which is they're doing, they understand that, it's beneficial to them. The second one was a future cross-access to the east to the golf course, and you had stated that that makes sense just for future planning. The applicant is asking that doesn't not be there. I was expecting him today, but he's not around, and I just called his office. So we could table this, or you could consider this, the existing golf course does have access to that road. If you can zoom in a little bit more, Anthony? More, I'm sorry, no? Nope.
Oh, where?
To where, back to the site that we're looking at.
Oh.
You can see that there is a road that they have, if you can zoom in closer.
To this property?
Yeah.
To the golf
See, you
course.
See, the golf course actually owns a portion, they own that
Oh,
little sliver.
I see.
And they can get to Tuckahoe Road. So they're saying that cross-access is not necessary because Southampton has the ability to go, the golf course has the ability to go to Tuckahoe Road now.
You just haven't opened it.
They just haven't opened, it's very informal, it's like a golf cart type of.
But not for vehicles.
But not for vehicles.
But is the issue here that the golf course is giving them a hard time about cross-access?
Because it's a future. It's
Yeah.
only subject to themselves being have to connect. The issue is they think the golf course already has that and they shouldn't be coming through their property because they already have access onto Tuckahoe Road. I'm gonna have him come and speak to you about this, to
Yeah,
argue.
because what else could we link? Is that that's the last piece, right?
Yeah.
That would be the last piece for that section, if you
That
were to draw,
section.
you know, so,
So I think the question, that little dirt path or whatever it is, what's the width? What exactly is that?
Yeah, what is that?
can
I
they
don't
put
know.
it, yeah.
I don't know.
If it's 6 feet wide, that doesn't work. If it's 12 feet wide,
It seems to be a piece of property. Anthony, they own it, the Southampton Golf Club. Can you just check that?
And the parked cars there are part of the car business? So the golf course owns a little piece in behind the parked cars? Is
Oh, do they?
that what you're saying? See all those parked cars?
Where?
Right there.
That is RWLW.
Oh,
that's
that's
the other
RWLW.
parcel.
Oh,
The
okay.
parcel to the west of the
We're
second
talking on
parcel.
that little smaller parcel to the east.
Just the
That piece
county,
there.
the
So the golf
course
people
owns it?
own behind
The golf
RW?
course owns that. So we can't require the golf course, can we, to create a road there?
No, but if they wanted to, or they were redeveloping their property, they could come to you to ask for that to be opened. And that's the applicant's point. I don't want to advocate, this is for him to advocate himself. So I'm going to have him, if he wants to speak, come at the next available meeting. And we'll just table it.
Now that you've blown it up, we can see it.
Yep. Back up a little bit.
Do an eagle, view,
Oh, yeah, there
eagle eye
it is.
view.
Yeah.
You get a little bit of a better view.
Yeah, exactly. So
But
we'll
it-
just table it.
It looks like a walking path, even, just a tiny little.
It looks like a golf
That's
cart
what you're
path.
talking
Yeah, golf.
Yeah,
I see.
the property line looks plenty wide enough if it were to be improved,
right.
right?
Yeah, it looks like it's 50 feet, actually.
Yeah.
You could do it, so.
So it's nice when we can get cross-access and then complete a section,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what you were aiming for, but the applicant has asked through
Well,
Sean Leonard. and
We can
John
ask him
Leonard.
to come and explain.
I think so. He can advocate for himself. So we'll table that.
Okay.
The next one is number 4, Hampton Business District. This is to release the maintenance bond for Phase 6, which is the one behind Amazon.
Oh, behind Amazon,
Yeah.
oh.
The last building, the last.
Does Anthony have that? That's totally built out now,
It's totally built up.
yeah,
I'll move it.
and functioning.
Functioning. So, go ahead.
Sorry, and I had a question after this.
All right, so motion to release the bond by Dennis, second by
Second?
Gloria, and all in favor.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, 6 in favor, 1
I
absent.
just have a general question about that particular site, because I know the county has been leasing and developing additional airline facilities at Gabreski. Does the town get involved with that in any way?
I don't know, that's
Their hangar facilities, I was at
Yeah.
their most recent Kabreski Airport meeting.
They have a lot of building going on behind those
There have
buildings.
been a couple of hangars built, and I
I
kind of
did
wondered
notice
that
that
myself.
behind,
but-
like behind this site, right? Yeah, I did notice that. You can see it on the aerial, right?
Where, Claire?
If you look at the aerial, north, a little bit north, Anthony, yeah. That, see that? That's all new.
If we had some kind of-
Oh,
Yeah, there's a lot of building going on, and a lot more planes are coming in and out. So I see, it seems the county is expanding the operations at the site substantially.
Okay.
And again, you know, I live just south of this, and I understand there's an airport there, but I mean, now, in the summertime, like every 5 minutes, there's a plane taking out. And-
Really?
And sometimes 11 o'clock at night, you still hear planes going off, so it
They're
just
they're
seems.
still
as though-
private planes, yeah? No
Oh, there's all
commercial,
private planes,
not commercial.
no.
no, because I remember in
But
our
they're the
approval-
size of commercial planes, but just private planes.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, God.
So do you want me to ask Janice?
I'd be curious to know
Yeah,
what,
okay.
you know.
Yeah, of course.
That's
what they're
county,
doing
right? They
and
don't
whether we have
involve
any
us
input
when
into
they're
that.
doing
I still don't
something?
trust that Amazon.
Would they
They have
tell
no
the town?
requirements.
Amazon's been pretty good.
At some
Is that
point, they're
county
gonna
owned,
start
county
bringing in,
managed, county?
Yeah.
Councilman
I
Iacilli
don't
is
think
now
they-
the
because
co-chair of the
it's a
Airport
last
Advisory
minute, yeah.
Committee.
Oh, is he?
Yes,
Okay.
so
the
you
limitations,
might
but they're gonna
have a
claim
source of information for you.
interference
Okay.
with interstate commerce or something like that.
When we approved the Amazon, we very clearly stated in there, no commercial
Yeah,
Use of the airport.
use of the airport.
yeah, that's gonna,
That's gonna-
that's gonna drop by the wayside soon. They're gonna claim interfering with interstate commerce and.
Anyway,
I will
that's
use
good.
the analogy.
I know the county's doing this, and so I thought maybe this is on their property, the town doesn't have any involvement, but I'm just. curious.
Right.
At least they should let us know, you know, the way we let the
Yeah.
other municipalities
You'll
know
at 3 o'clock in the
within
morning when the
500
transport planes
feet.
are coming.
Well, George, you'll tell us.
Well, I'm telling you now, because I have noticed a real uptick in
Yeah.
flights.
I mean, who knew?
Over the last year, 18 months.
The airport manager did have a very good number of charts and graphs talking about flights and incoming and, you know, the growth in the airport. Might be able to get a copy of that presentation to share with the.
That would
with
be
the board.
great.
They have an
Town does
active,
have a seat on that advisory committee, so,
the CSC is very active in that area, the West Hampton
you're right, they were,
CAC.
one of their representatives is on the advisory committee also.
Oh, okay, from the CAC?
Emily Sands, I think it is, no, she may have spoken. Not sure if she's actually on the advisory board or not.
Yeah, let me see.
Legislator Welker, because it's a county airport,
Yeah.
I think she's the chair, I believe.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's no runway, right? George, it's just hangars.
Oh.
Well, they have the runway, they use the main
They
run,
use the regular runway.
regular runway. So at one point, when I first, long ago, the only place they have planes parked was further south, Anthony, if you move it to the left, yeah. You know, down here is where planes would be parked on the road left. Now there's planes actually parked up where they're
Where
building.
they have the hangars.
Oh, wow.
Is that long,
And
dark
everywhere
structure, a
in
new
between.
hangar,
There's
is that what that
definitely
is?
A big,
Yeah, that dark structure, right?
Wow, it's big.
It is big.
Have to look.
Yeah, that's just, yeah.
Can you see it from the road?
So that's county-owned,
If you drive in that little road, you
You
can
have to drive
definitely
in
see
a
it.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely see it.
county-owned and managed, correct?
just look for the tinfoil statue and make a left.
Okay,
I do have a walk-on too, if you're
Yeah.
okay.
sure.
It's
So did you do Connor Freelander?
It's
We
going to
did
be
that.
off the agenda.
Okay.
Yeah. 192 West Montauk Highway.
192 West Montauk Highway.
It is to set a maintenance bond. That's the new 7-Eleven in Hampton Bays.
That's the gas station, so. Okay.
Yeah.
They finally
We got the
started.
new sign for that, right? The new,
They have the sign.
They
yes.
have the nice sign?
It's all
Did they do
there.
the nice sign?
Is all
The
their
little
cross
stone
access?
sign, yeah.
Is all their cross access in?
So that is,
Oh, yeah, they did.
so,
Okay, so, not quite. This is for the maintenance bond, but we can talk about the cross-access. So the cross-access was to be built over the portion of, zoom out just a little, Anthony, just a little bit, a little bit more. Sorry. You can see it comes around, can you see that the property for Stop and Shop comes around to the east side too?
Yes, there's a thin strip there.
So you had said you have to build your property and over that little leg
Yeah.
to meet Kimco's property. And they have yet to do that. They're gonna come back and ask for performance bonds. They need more time to build it.
Why do they need more time? Securing,
Because I guess there's slopes there and they don't have the official easement yet from Stop and Shop.
Oh.
Stop and Shop was to do it. That form is being, they won't get a CO until they have the easement, and then after the easement, they can build it. So they don't have the easement in hand yet from Stop and
so
Shop.
their C of Os will be
Still
held
not
up.
pending until the easement's in place. There will be no CO issued until a performance, if it's built, or a performance bond.
Well, once they have the easement, can't they just build it?
Yeah, but it's gonna take them a little while. They need to engineer it. I guess there's a little
They're
bit of a
looking to
slope.
open, they're looking to open before it's built.
Yeah, but that can
Yeah.
all be done now.
No.
You
I mean,
would-
it's up to
you
you
would
guys.
think
They're
it
gonna
should be
ask,
done.
they're gonna ask for it because it's going to, they want, I mean, literally Lay's is in the parking lot. They wanna open so badly. But they won't open until either your performance bond or they build it.
Oh, so where is the grade, is there a grade change? Is that the issue?
Yes, that's what he said.
Well, there've been several,
This is what I heard this morning.
several cross-accesses that we've
They've
had
had-
where there've been grade changes and they managed
They've
to
had months to do
structure
this.
them.
They've had months to do the engineering and everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's up to you. If you don't wanna do performance bonds, they're gonna come and advocate for a performance bond. Not today. Today would be just to set the maintenance bonds, but it's up to you.
Maybe indicate to them that we're reluctant, we want,
Yeah.
that we're looking for cross-access now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely do that.
So we're.
Do you wanna hold on this then?
Sure,
It's up to you.
yeah, if they want to come in and talk to us about it.
Or I could say you're not inclined to do the performance bonds. Do the maintenance bond, that will get, if they really wanna do this, they'll just build it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's good.
So let's set the maintenance bonds.
Okay,
And
and then
then-
you can use that
Yeah, I can
as
use
a,
that as like, oh, if you really wanna open.
okay, so you have
By the
an,
way.
They'll build it pretty quick if we.
you bet.
Weather's
How
nice
much
and
is the maintenance bond?
Easy
Are we
way or the
setting
hard
it?
way?
The amount for the landscaping was
No, we're
32,000
also on our
dollars,
guys.
so the maintenance bond would be
Tell them Mike's what you
$10,600.
Repeat the address again.
Sure, 192 West
92
Montauk Ave.
Thank you.
192. Okay, motion to set this maintenance bond at 10,600.
Motion.
Motion by George, second by David, all in favor.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, 6 in favor, 1 absent. Prena, do you want to come back and, do you want to come back and clean up 70 plus 80?
Yes.
70 and 80.
I'm sorry?
I said 70 plus 80.
I printed copies if anyone wants to follow along, or I could just read it into the record.
Great, thanks.
Do you guys want to come up here? So it's the,
We just need two to.
it's just the, I just printed the
Housing.
second page. All 3 proposed apartment units are designated as workforce or affordable housing and shall be available to tenants certified by the Director of Housing as being up to 130% of the area, median income, or AMI. Where full response from the Director of Housing has been secured, it is included in the report as recommended by the Director, and to ensure compliance with the Federal Fair Housing Act. A covenant will be required to guarantee compliance with the Town Code Chapter 216 in perpetuity, mandating year-round residency and adherence to applicable standards and ratio designations regarding income levels as listed in the chapter.
And
Perfect.
130% is gonna be a part of that covenant.
Yeah, okay.
Do you want that added, Christine?
Yeah, I'm like correcting myself, this is not
Yeah.
Brenna, I
It's
couldn't
all
even
right.
read
Where
my
do you want it?
handwriting
Where do you want
before.
it?
Standard ratio, this is regarding income levels. Up to, just add at the end, up to 130% of,
Regarding income levels as
As
listed in 216, up
Up
to
130% of AMI.
130%?
Yep.
Of AMI.
Like in the previous
Like the
paragraph.
previous
Correct.
paragraph, yeah. 130% of AMI.
Up to.
130%?
Of AMI.
It's this,
Oh, at the very
Okay,
end.
okay,
Sorry, I was putting it on the wrong side.
of AMI.
Yep.
Okay. You got that?
So I'll add that in.
Okay. What else did we have to, everybody comfortable with this now? Yeah.
So there were,
You took care of the parking issue, right?
so, yeah,
That was the only thing highlighted.
oh, and the rest of the report? Yeah, everything we just, if it's
Oh,
highlighted,
we
it just
did-
means I changed it since our last
Okay.
discussion, so it's all been changed since previously discussed. So there are two actions: to approve the special exception, application, and then to adopt the report, and the site plan approval would be, subject to the conditions that we discussed.
Okay, so our first action is to adopt the special exception
The special exception application.
application. Clear?
Well, okay, just making sure.
Motion to accept the special exception application?
It's just one resolution then.
Just
Not
one?
the one resolution.
All
There's
wrapped
two
in.
resolves. Yeah, two
got it.
resolves, one.
I'll move it.
That's one action.
Motion by Dennis, second by
Second,
Gloria,
yes,
all in
I
favor.
had first, but I
Opposed,
seconded it.
abstention, 6 in favor, 1 absent.
Good job.
Congratulations.
you all.
Final.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate all your help. Thank you
Thanks
very much.
for your hard
The
work, too.
project, yeah.
Your patience.
Good luck with the project.
Yeah.
Okay. We are up to
Great.
number 7. Do you want to, Claire, commence secret?
Oh, no, that's off the agenda. That was Connor.
Yeah,
It's Connor Friedlander,
okay.
that's all.
Teresa, 173 Norris?
Complete, we can schedule a public hearing for October 23rd.
Very good. I'll move it.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Dennis, second by Gloria, and all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, 6 in favor, 1 absent. What's the date of that, October
October
23rd? Public hearing,
Yeah.
okay?
See this? Is the-
No, thank you.
254 Tuckahoe Lane is an extension to the lot line modification approval. They just need a little bit more time.
Okay, extension for how long?
To December 5th.
4th.
December 4th or 5th?
I have 4th?
Oh, you did?
That's, oh, no, it's 5th. I can't read my own writing.
To December 5th, motion on the extension?
Motion.
By Gloria and second by David, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions?
have a December
Tuckahoe,
5th
that's done, that's done.
True.
Eastport, Anthony, Eastport Bible Church.
Eastport Bible Church, they submitted final maps for review, but they haven't, been signed off yet, so they just need this extension of time for signature of maps, and that's an extension of time until November 10th, 2025.
November 10th. Okay, motion? Motion by Dennis, second by George, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, 6 in favor, 1 absent.
I'm gonna do the next one, the
You're
old
gonna
file
do for
map.
Seth, okay. Vanderbilt Park.
So this is 9 Columbia Avenue. We see a lot of action on this street these days.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the.
Seth had been handling this. This is an old filed map for which this property was designated a development section. Previously deemed incomplete. This is like an amendment to the old filed map. I could tell the planning board that they in fact did submit a revised map as they were required to
Is
identify.
this the one that has access over the property? that-
No, that's my other
That's your
subdivision.
other
That'll be
one.
coming in soon. So it's this property down here, and they had to show the 2 lots. It has an existing house on there. Seth is gonna have a work session on this ahead of the public hearing, just so you know, and I'll be
Okay.
at that work session
All
to
right.
discuss this. But we're looking to deem this complete and schedule the hearing for October 23rd.
October 23rd, good. Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Gloria, second by Dennis, all in favor.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions. We have signed plans.
I have signs, nothing. I have on the agenda 1004 Montauk Highway. Is that here to be signed? And there's a second walk-on?
Louise Riccio, Horse Farm.
Wait, let me get the signed plans. We have
1004 Montauk Highway.
Okay.
I will-
acknowledging-
I will sign.
acknowledging, right. And then the
Is that
other
for
one
tonight?
is,
Louise Riccio's Horse Farm.
Louise Riggio Horse Farm, and you will sign those.
Yes,
Like, wait, no?
I will sign both of them.
Okay, acknowledge those. Okay. Now, so I think we're done.
And just so the board knows, I just handed, this is nothing to do with today's meeting. You have a hearing on Sagvine Properties tonight. That's the one where the town's involved in the cell tower. And
Oh, the
carved
cell
up.
tower with the
So-
irregular,
So that's the referral there from Jackie Fenlon, you know.
Okay.
great. Okay, so we have everything done, so, motion to adjourn, and we're going into a closed session, with the, to discuss with the town attorney.
Okay,
That's what, okay?
okay.
So turn off your mic.
Make a motion? Did we adjourn? Okay.
Anthony, I'll come see you after this session.
I'll be done.
Thank you.
All right, nice evening. Vice Versa.